Well, here we are, we're at the randomly picked place out of the 35th Walking Highlights draw. Really excited to explore this place, and also it's a recommendation from someone as well.
Today I'm at Lydford Gorge in Devon. I'll be at the National Trust Visitor Centre car park for the White Lady waterfall. I'll be starting in this sort of area at the car park, going through to the admission to pay to get in, and then taking this trail all the way along here to the bird hide, and then making our way down towards the River Lyd and walking alongside it, and then getting to the White Lady waterfall around this area and stopping off, and then making our way back up the hill, hopefully in a loop, all the way back to the car. So join me on my walk to see how I get on. The village of Lydford is on the edge of Dartmoor National Park. It offers tourism attractions like Lydford Gorge, a National Trust site with waterfalls and a challenging walk, and Lydford Castle, a free historic site with a fascinating history. Lydford Church is dedicated to St Petroc, an itinerant Welsh monk who was preaching in the West Country in the 6th century. The current building is thought to be situated where St Petroc sheltered during his stays in this area.
Well, here we go, we're just setting off, and before we get started we've just got to pay to get into Lydford Gorge. And then before you enter the National Trust Visitor Reception, you can see the times and the standard admission. When you get your ticket, you get a little handy little guide here, so you've got all of the waterfall trails, and then just giving you a bit of guidance here, so letting you know that it is slippery and uneven path surfaces, so you need to wear the appropriate footwear. So we're going to crack on. We've got to go left by the National Trust Visitor Reception. So the first sign, and going this way. Perfect weather conditions today, and it's getting warmer as well, so that's good. And I think we're officially in spring now, aren't we? So today's going to be made up of a collection of trails, so we're going to do like a bit of a loop, and yeah. So bird hide, half a mile, and railway path, so we'll go this way. And you get a segment of information here. So the old railway line you are now on, it used to be part of the famous Great Western Railway, the GWR, which ran from London to Penzance. The station of Lydford was of great importance, as it also had the Southern Railway running through it, and in so connections could be made to Paddington and Waterloo, stations in London, as well as Plymouth, Truro, Exeter and Bristol. The station became a focal point for local people whose livelihood relied mainly upon two industries. One was mining, which saw a tremendous growth following the discovery of copper and tin on Dartmoor in the 18th century, when Lydford became an important centre of the industry. You can find evidence of old workings on the moor, such as Wheel Betsy on Blackdown near Mary Tavy. The other industry was agriculture, which is still important to the local economy today. Lydford station was the perfect centre from which to distribute farm produce to the markets, and ore from the trains to industrial sites all over the country. Lydford station was finally closed in 1968. Today the old railway lines provide peaceful areas for walking and cycling and are a haven for our nature wildlife. So you can see the map of the train line there. Well, you certainly get a bit of a preview when you look over here, because we'll be going down there in a moment. But yeah, good day, because lots of families are out today, so you've got to make the most of it when it's like this, haven't you? So yeah, the Lydford Gorge bird walk. So this is the set of birds that you might encounter, and wouldn't it be great, folks, if we could see a kingfisher? It really would be awesome, wouldn't it? You never know. Lots of opportunities to sort of head down, but we'll just carry on along here for the moment, because there should be a bird hide at some point. But yeah, never been here before, and I think for some of you though have visited, and of course that will be bringing back some memories. But as you've got the tall cliffs either side, it does make you feel like this is a old railway line, doesn't it? And then just appearing on the right here, this kind of real steep bank does make you feel like this is more of a gorge environment. And the seating here I'm impressed with, plenty of seating, so no problems to worry about. Don't need to find an old tree to sit in this time. And even more bird species that you might come across. I do wonder though, are we going to come across any daffodils in this sort of environment? Just notice that there's water pouring off the sides. So just approaching the bird hide, as you can see. Might as well just have a quick little peek. Of course, we've got the signpost telling us to go right. So yeah, White Lady, Waterfall and Gorge. But yeah, there we are. So bird hide. We'll have a little look. There we go. So yeah, so bird fanatics can check out the birds here. As you can see, they've got some nice array of bird feeders. So, you know, if you bring your SLR camera, you're sure to get some good shots. And the timing is right, of course. And information about butterflies there as well, like the different coloured butterflies you get. But yeah, there we have it. Oh, it's quite warm in there, to be fair, but I think it's probably because I'm wearing a fleece, my wicking t-shirt and my jacket. Anyway, right, we've got to go back this way and then we're going to go down on the red trail. What's it going to be like? Let's find out. Main event, of course. And if you sort of look down here, you can see we've got a zigzag down to the bottom, so there will be a lot of, if we're coming back this way, which we might be, because it might not be a loop as such, but it's going to be a bit challenging, isn't it? But well, we've had the experience, haven't we, over these different terrains. We'll see what happens. A shot of the River Lyd. Oh, it's a beautiful place. Really is, and I think that you'd probably agree with that. And I think in a way I don't mind paying to come in here, because that sort of money does help go towards a good cause, keeping this place well looked after, and of course that also has an impact on the different ecosystems here and the bird species that favour always being here and deciding to then carry on different generations. We're able to keep on holding on to things like this that are so important to our world where we live in, isn't it? So yeah, a better shot now of the River Lyd. It's nice here because you've got like a little beach that you can, you can set up your chair or whatever, or your picnic. And I don't suppose there is much seating in this area, but you never know, you might be surprised. Dogs are having a good time, which you would expect. Oh, here we go. Not sure, but oh, there we go. So, this place is great for families and, of course, bringing your dogs. Always nice to come across another river, isn't it? But the Lyd is a river rising at Lyd in the Dartmoor National Park in Devon, and flowing into the River Tamar beyond Lydford. It runs through Lydford Gorge and is the deepest gorge in the southwest of England. All the history that could be behind this little secret gate going somewhere. My imagination just goes wild. And then if you try and speak and say something, you get a very satisfying echo. That's a lovely shot, isn't it? And you've got like a little is that a rope bridge or something you can go over? Yeah, and you look back at the River Lyd. Just taking it all in. Lovely shot this is, isn't it? And then obviously we'll see the waterfall at some point. Go on, there it is. It just comes out of nowhere. There it is. Wow, that really is cool, isn't it? Nice. And yeah. And so if you sort of step back up here, you get a better view of the waterfall. But what you could also do is if you go up these steps, there's some steps there, get some shots, you know, selfies or whatever. So yeah, we'll do that. Oh wow. It's just great to just marvel at that for a moment, isn't it? But yeah, when you're here, you can look up at the great 30-metre high White Lady waterfall on the steep but rewarding circular walk. Feel history under your feet, you literally do, from Devonian fossils to the visitors in search of the picturesque since Victorian times. And you just return from down here all the way up the ancient woodland, which is just full of wildlife. Just want to say thank you to Lou for this brilliant recommendation. We'll just pop up here, get a shot before we sort of head back. And then you've got the waterfall right there. Look at this. This is wonderful, isn't it? And then we'll go here and have a look that side. Walk back right next to the River Lyd, and you can see the sun is just lighting up the other side just wonderfully. And the reflection off the water just kind of gives it that extra touch here, doesn't it? And looking back, oh there, that's a lovely picture, isn't it? Get a real sense of the environment. Going different ways, you know, when you go back you get a completely different angle on things. Oh wow, I did wonder what this was, but look, just made up of lots of old coppers and got some silver coins in there as well. Wow. So I'll head back up the hill. And yeah, you can spend a nice amount of time down here, can't you? Because when you're in here, you've got the whole day. Weather's got a lot better, so you've got to come out and make the most of it, of course, like I was saying earlier. So I think I might go up this way on the way back. I haven't had my lunch actually, naughty me. It's the way it happens sometimes, the way it goes. But I might just have it now. Yeah, it's a good opportunity now to sit here, because I think if I end up getting to the top, it'll be quite late for lunch, so might as well just crack on. Yes, right. Of course, always wash the hands with some wipes. Oh yes, and a little bit of sun on the face as well, so you're getting your vitamin D, getting your dose of vitamin D. Right, so what have we got in the lunchbox today? So we have got cheese and tomato sandwich, and I'm back on the snack rights. Got the prawn and cocktail flavour, and then I've got an orange. Well, nectarine, not an orange, is it? Because an orange is much bigger than this. Nectarine, I think it's a nectarine. Right, anyway, I'll crack on with this and I'll join you back in a bit. Right, off we go. So we'll test out this other path going up the hill and see how steep it is. So I might be panting like a dog. Got the right sound effect in the background, haven't we? But yeah, we'll see what happens. And the wind brushes through the trees as we climb up. Already starting to pant. So people were saying, oh yeah, it's quite a challenging climb. So yes, they're not making it up, but all of this is really worth the whole energy you put into it, isn't it? And of course, you've got to remember to just peer over the left of your shoulder. And there've been, as you can see, a lot of trees have been cut down. They're maintaining this place very well indeed. I'm very impressed, to be honest. Yeah. And again, that's what your admission pays for, isn't it? A safe environment to really appreciate. And I like this little area with all the greenery sort of hanging over the cliffs. Yeah, it's just a delight. And then you've got some steps going down there to join on to, well, that's the same path, I think, isn't it? Steps going down to that next segment of the path. And you can see actually how far we've got from here. So all the way down there, if you notice people walking along there, they're looking a lot more smaller than they were. So yeah, good amount of distance up here completed. No doubt this will look nice. Lovely. We must be quite close to the waterfall. Can hear it, definitely hear it. We'll have a little look down from up here. Oh, so it definitely sounds like it's around this area. You can't really see anything, but you can hear it. Along here, the river, and there's a path on the other side as well. And then we can go There's a tunnel there, and there's some steps here. We seem to be travelling in the right direction, and we are going to make this a loop, which is really good because that's what I wanted to in the beginning. And so yes, there we go, 145 yards to the entrance, and they've got those numbers on the side post, so that's really helpful, which correspond to the numbers on the map. Yeah, there you go. And the calming sound of a blackbird in the background. Birds are certainly more in force at the moment now that the spring has come along. And there's the signpost that we saw right at the beginning. So we've just done a nice loop today, come back on the yellow path, and we went on the green path. Right, well, what I'll do now is I'll head back to the car park and I'll give you my thoughts on how today went. Right, well, there we are. The walk is complete. I did 2.3 kilometres in the end, so not a massive walk, but just because it's such a wonderful little treasure to visit here, it doesn't need to be that long. But yeah, really happy to have achieved that, and a big thank you to Lou for making that recommendation to come here today. And couldn't have asked for a better day. The sun was out, wasn't it? And of course we came here to see some wonderful sights, and of course seeing the White Lady waterfall, which was the main event, and of course the gorge. So how suitable is this for people? So there's climbs and things like that, but don't let that put you off coming here, because you can make it your own. A very welcoming place here at this National Trust Visiting Centre, and you can walk and see a little bit of the area and the what you'll get here. And of course you see the River Lyd, which was awesome, really awesome. Yeah, so I think because it's a bit hilly, that's what might not be suitable for everyone. But as I say, it's nice to come here and see what you can see. You can get some recommendations from the visitor centre to suit your needs, I would say. How easy was it to get here? So my direction was along the M5 and then onto the A30, and then you had some sort of like then the main road, and then sort of a country road, but nothing too bad really at all. So that was ideal. Seating, very good seating here. So you're always going to find a bench. Not much seating along the River Lyd, but yeah, I'm very happy with the seating situation. Signal, I was surprised actually, because I thought that the signal might be quite, interrupted by the fact that you're going down in a dip, but the signal was actually really good, to be honest. Really impressed with that. And then parking. So parking here is free, but you pay £6 for admission. National Trust members, it's free to come here, so that's good. One thing to mention is when you're following Google Maps to get here, there is the Devil's Cauldron car park. That's the main place it takes you to. Currently, it is closed because of a landslide, but that is going to be reopening very soon, I think in the next week. So that's definitely something to consider as well. If you're coming this way, that's got another element of it. So that's like part 2, isn't it, if you were coming here for that. So you've got that other option as well. But overall, I must say, really impressed, and I can't really recommend this enough. As long as you're happy with going up some steep hills and going down steep hills, it's definitely worth checking out White Lady Waterfall and checking out just the gorge and the river lid. There's also a cafe here, so if you've finished your walk or you're about to start and you fancy a cup of tea, you can come here and get your refreshments. Also, there's a bookshop here, so second-hand books, and of course at the Devil's Cauldron they have a huge selection of second-hand books. So if you go there, you've got all that to look forward to. But anyway, I'm going to head off now, but thank you for joining us, and don't forget to look out for the next Walking Highlights draw coming soon. And it's bye-bye from me in Lydford Gorge.